कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्म फले हेतुर्भूर मा ते संगोष्ठं कर्मणि. This very verse, this very shlok from Bhagavad Gita changed the very dialect, the very dialogue, the very essence of my life in so many ways. And the entire credit goes to our beloved Shri Krishna. And the very, very, very saga of Srimad Bhagavad Gita.
I realized the words which he's using it in a riddle. I read कि Akbar had translated Mahabharata, Ramayana and Bhagavad Gita into Farsi and had sent it to Persia.
Yeah, they say I think only 1% of this population has read Bhagavad Gita.
Completely.
This is a fact. It was not just about they are my brothers, but also that what about the future. तो कृष्ण बोलता है भाई ये तो काफी confused है. अगर ये इतना ही confused है तो ये कैसा war क्या करेगा?
Wow, what a time you've chosen to paralyze yourself. Just because a moment has become inconvenient. Shame. Arjun का dilemma होना ही नहीं चाहिए था. Think from Bhagavad Gita. All relationships are fake. Those who claim to be your relatives are nothing but souls individual. Everybody is an individual soul. अलग-अलग है सब. Bhagavad Gita should be respected not only as a book but also as a path of life. Krishna has left a path for people to follow, and Bhagavad Gita gives knowledge to not one, to all. People who have that kind of, they should actually start reading the Bhagavad Gita. The soul is permanent. Fire cannot burn it, water cannot drench it, nor can wind dry it, neither can weapons cut. The soul is permanent. Your body is temporary.
Like suppose someone that you love, you have lost them. What is a way for them to grieve in a way which keeps them maintained?
The wise man grieves in a way controlled and he endures that pain until the point has come where he has forgotten कि जब heart का relationship बन जाता है, then you should not be confused with love and attachment. Love is when you cry for some time, endure the pain, and attachment is...
What would have happened if Shri Krishna never narrated Gita to Arjun?
Arjun would have definitely left that battlefield then.
Why?
Because I literally hate Shishupal. No, I changed my line. Now it's rest in pieces.
Can you tell us about the Maha-Mantra that Krishna told?
There's this 12 syllable mantra, and it's the most powerful one which will make you unite with Narayan. सिर्फ ये 12 syllables को pronounce करो, best.
अर्जुन के केस में ईगो कब आया था?
There's this story where a...
विचार करो पार, अहंकार की मुट्ठी बांधी है या समर्पण की अंजलि बनाई है तुमने?
Let's get started. Hello. Welcome back to Just Kidding with Sid. And today we are explaining Bhagavad Gita in the simplest form by a child. And for that, we have the most celebrated and the most renowned child guest of our podcast, Paridhi.
I'm an ambiverted person. Please don't say that.
How are you?
I'm excellent. Honestly, मैंने जो बाकी दोनों podcast में किया ना, I have a feeling that this is going to be way greater than both those two tales combined. Because Bhagavad Gita is not only like India के बारे में. It is about the entire universe, the entire galaxy, everything.
Yeah.
So.
And I know that how important this topic is to both of us. For me, it has been a journey over the years. बहुत सालों की journey है. उसके बाद जब मैं पलक झपक के देखता हूँ कि क्या क्या हुआ है, मुझे एक ही चीज़ याद आती है कि कितना चेंज आया मेरे में स्पिरिचुअली. और वो स्पिरिचुअल चेंज इसी वजह से आया है कि मैं श्री कृष्ण के श्लोक्स को या फिर वर्सेस को एक नज़रिए से अभी देख पा रहा हूँ, समझ पा रहा हूँ. कितने कॉम्प्लिकेटेड लगते थे बचपन में, बट अभी जब देखता हूँ, जब कोई पन्ना ओपन करता हूँ तो ऐसा लगता है यार ये मेरी ज़िंदगी के बारे में ही है. And people keep on talking about that only. People tell that you open any page from Bhagavad Gita and you get the answer. It has never happened to me yet, but I know this has happened to a lot of people. And I know a bit of it. We'll always know nothing about or everything about Gita, right? We'll keep on unlearning. We will keep on understanding one verse, the second one, the third one. Slowly, 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 it will start making sense. But for you, someone who's 9-year-old, 9, right? Or 8?
Yes, I'm right.
Someone who's 9-year-old, I can't comprehend that you have read Gita, you have understood some parts of Gita in your own way. But before we start talking about it, I want you to tell me from where you have read the very concept of Gita.
In the sense that what books I've read. So I've read this one.
Can you show?
Yes. It's Bhagavad Gita by Vedic Cosmos.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very good book. Like when I first started it, one of my buas, Gulal Bua, she gave this to me. And I was like, okay, this is the very thing I wanted to read. Like, and I couldn't find it easily. Like, I started reading this ISKCON का Bhagavad Gita ना, मैं एक chapter भी नहीं खत्म कर पाए. Like, I couldn't even finish a chapter.
Why?
Because it felt like, what am I reading? Is this Bhagavad Gita
Very
or is this algebra?
How do you know algebra, man?
It's hard, I know that.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm like, when I read that for like the first time, like I mentioned in that Ramayana podcast, I was like, I didn't understand any word of it. Krishna was my favorite actually at that time. And I was like, if Krishna is my favorite, I should be able to understand this quickly. Then I realized the words which he's using it in a riddle. Like, if, like the verse you just started with, Karmanyavadhikaraste, ek meaning nahi, it could be double meaning. It could be triple meaning. It could be 1,000 meanings at once and nobody would ever realize. Krishna's wording ka jo formation hota hai, how he forms the words, that is the very reason Arjun got out of his dilemma. उसके अलावा I don't think that if Krishna just said in 3 शब्दों में और काम खत्म, Arjun would have ever realized any spiritual connection. Like ahead in this podcast, I think we're going to be talking about like Sankhya Philosophy.
Yeah.
And so इतने सारे like यदा यदा ही धर्मस्य, that verse, like the end of it just gives goosebumps to anybody who's listening to it. And like अगर कोई modify करके बोलता है ना, like if they change a few words or they like remove something, it feels like अरे यार this is so boring. But once you read the original like Bhagavad Gita with the actual जो intensity रहता है Bhagavad Gita में, like you won't be like okay Krishna was this, Krishna was that, okay काम खत्म हो गया, bye bye tata bye.
तो हम उसको ऐसे नहीं बोल सकते कि ये 1 lesson, ये 2 lesson, ये 3 lesson, या फिर
We
उसका
can't say that.
translation ये है, translation
We can
बता दिया.
translate it. Like I remember reading about like the Maratha history, and then I read कि Akbar had translated Mahabharat, Ramayana and Bhagavad Gita into Farsi and had sent it to Persia.
Okay.
So ऐसे लोग जो है ना, उन लोग को हम लोग ignore क्यों करते, that I can't understand.
Right.
Like ISKCON, you know na. So like recently in Bangladesh, when I was watching some news on the TV, recently in Bangladesh, a ISKCON member got arrested there because they say that ISKCON is harmful and Indian subcontinent, जिसके लिए this should be a very important चीज़ के लोग अगर criticize कर रहे हैं, and like Russian people who have nothing related to India whatsoever are converting into Sanatan. I can't understand why people are neglecting our history. Like हाँ ठीक है, maybe Krishna was not there, maybe he's myth, but that like जो लिखा है that could be true ना, जो लिखा है that's needing, we need to learn it.
Yeah, they say I think only 1% of this population has read Bhagavad Gita.
Completely.
This is a fact.
हाँ.
And
I try to read it. Like मैंने 7 बार पढ़ा था, 7 बार मेरे को समझ ही नहीं आ रहा था.
yeah.
I'm not even joking.
Yeah.
Like अभी now I'm restarting this book. Of course I should address it with 2 hands because it's a holy book. And then I'm like, okay, जब मैं ये start करूँगी, where do I start from?
Right.
Because like the Mahabharata has like thousands of multiverses, and that doesn't mean the Bhagavad Gita is any less, because एक point पे he's saying that focus on your actions, he's saying that like actions are this, that, ऐसे that's causing the khichdi in somebody's dimag. And if my brother like starts reading it from this age, he's 5, he would probably get it perfectly by the time he's my age. But the problem is कि some people ignore क्या है actual history, क्या है actual need of the country.
Can you explain me what is the purpose of Bhagavad Gita?
You know how before the Bhagavad Gita happened, the entire thing happened, Arjun had asked Krishna na. So instead of comforting him, first Krishna chatisized Arjun.
Okay.
He said, wow, what a time you've chosen to paralyze yourself just because a moment has become inconvenient. Shame. And it's actually because Arjun was talking about running away from the battlefield. You know what Krishna said? Arjun, this is a time where you'll either be like respected. You'll be respected because you have fought in this war. You have become a victor. And do you know that story? Karna and Arjun were fighting now. So Arjun was pushing Karna's chariot like miles and miles away, but Karna was only pushing a few feet. But still Krishna was praising Karna. Okay. Why? Because when Arjun demanded an explanation, Krishna replied, well, you are pushing a chariot with mere mortals on it, and he's pushing the chariot where God is the charioteer. And in my opinion, Arjun का dilemma होना ही नहीं चाहिए था, because he has been with Krishna for so long. They are inseparable, Nar Narayan. So why, if you've been with Krishna so long, इतना time क्यों लगा realize होने के लिए? And in my opinion, it was not only to counsel and convince Arjun, it was to comfort Arjun as well.
Okay.
One of my didis continuously says this, कि she threw this bomb at me about this. And she was actually shocked when I said this thing from Bhagavad Gita. All relationships are fake. Those who claim to be your relatives are nothing but souls individual. Those who you claim to be your relatives are nothing but souls individual. He is individual, she is individual, you are individual, I am individual. Everybody is an individual soul. Alag alag hai sab log.
Right.
And when somebody goes in a dilemma like Arjun did to kill somebody in war who was their own relative, like Bhagavad Gita is respected by all, hai na? But in my opinion, Bhagavad Gita should be respected not only as a book, but also as a path of life. Like Krishna has left a path for people to follow. If he knows, he's God, he knows. कि अगर ये होगा, you will fall into a trap. So I don't know why people are criticizing. People from India are criticizing Bhagavad Gita. Do you know that?
And that's just because it's fabricated into different versions, and we don't know what's true and what is not. But underlying purpose क्या है गीता का?
You know how people...
If you have to define in one sentence.
हाँ. Bhagavad Gita is to help those who seek knowledge. Those who seek... How would I put it? Like when somebody is struggling, when somebody is going through a path where the only thing they can do is weep, the Bhagavad Gita always counsels. And Bhagavad Gita gives knowledge to not one, to all. Krishna didn't only love Radha, he loved all the gopikas equally.
You know what's the material inside Gita? Can you tell us like how many verses, how many chapters are there? Do you know that?
The Bhagavad Gita is in the Bhishma Parva part of the Mahabharata, which has been divided into 3 portions.
Hmm.
And those 3 portions have 6 chapters each, 18 chapters. And the verses are 700.
Okay.
700 verses.
Out of those verses, any verse that has changed your life or the world should know about?
The Virat-roop part na, where Krishna reveals the entire, like how that.
Vishwaroop.
So at that time, Arjun is terrified, but he's mesmerized. And this jo hai, it was told so beautifully. In any book you would read, like इस book में तो literally इतने beautifully लिखा है. I love it. I literally go keep on going to that part. And it is said in that part, Arjun asks Krishna, he opens his mouth and creatures, the Kurus, the Yadus, everybody like that is going into his mouth. And so Arjun asks him, why are you killing them? And so he replied, Arjun, your dilemma is of no use. You don't realize that I have already killed them. They are already dead. You are but an instrument in my hands.
I think they also say that Arjun's another dilemma was that if he goes against the war with all Kauravas, all his brothers, then all the men will die.
Yes.
And then all the women, all their wives, all the females, they would have to mate with not Kshatriyas, but someone else. That is also one of the theories that they talk about. And that was also his dilemma. And that's why he was like, कि मैं करूँ या ना करूँ. It was not just about they are my brothers, but also that what about the future. तो कृष्ण बोलता है भाई ये तो काफी confused है. अगर ये इतना ही confused है तो ये कैसा war क्या करेगा? ये dilemma ही रह जाएगा. So I think that is why he came into the picture.
And what you've heard about when there's a part in the Mahabharata. No, actually it's more on the Krishna centralized. I personally think that if Ardhanarishwar was for every god, like every couple jo hai na, if they had all become like some sort of Ardhanarishwar, I think the Krishna Radha Ardhanarishwar would have been best. Because Radha is understanding. I told na about that charioteer, his charioteer goes to meet Radha and that all. So that love she had for Krishna was so profound, it was compared with Shiv Parvati. Like every single drop of love she had for Krishna was unconditional. It was prem, not calm.
Yeah, that is also one of the perspectives.
So when Krishna left, she was fine. She cried, of course, but she led on with her own life. And did you know that before Radha Krishna became a well-recognized pair, Radha was married?
No.
They were married. Radha was married, and that's why some people criticize Radha Krishna ka pair.
Married to whom?
Their name is like changing. I don't know, but the book I have read, in that it's written Ayan. So like this man hated the fact that Krishna was more beloved to Radha than him. And he was like, okay, kuch to chal raha hai. and at some point he decided to see why Radha was so alone so late in the forest. And so he went. But Krishna, realizing what he's going to do, turned into a statue of Mahakali.
Okay.
And Mahakali के devotee बहुत बड़े थे, Ayan. And so he doesn't realize this person who's standing before me is Krishna. And Radha goes on with her puja for Krishna and everything because only she is able to see Krishna. And this roop of Krishna is known as Krishna Kali.
Is there any one verse from Gita that you think is the most significant one?
Okay. There are 3, like you mentioned in the questions. So one is Karmanye Vadhikaraste, of course. And the meaning, the most profound meaning is your duty, your कर्म is there ना. Do it. जो भी है, whatever your duty is, whatever you see your duty is on the battlefield. My duty is to ride the chariot. Do your duty and fear not of the fruits, and leave everything else to the God. Then there's yada yada hi dharmasya ग्लानिर्भवति भारत अभ्युत्थानमधर्मस्य तदात्मानं सृजाम्यहं पवित्राणाय साधूनां विनाशाय च दुष्टितां धर्म संस्थापनार्थाय संभवामि युगे युगे. Meaning, when righteousness subsides and unrighteousness prevails, I, O Bharata, come down to earth to manifest. And I protect those who are good, I vanquish those who are wicked, and thus when a time like this arises, I come in every yuga. Then there's one shlok in this. जब भी एक chapter end होता है, there's this shlok in that, and I really like it. So I'm going to use the first chapter for reference. ओम तत्सदिति श्रीमद्भगवद गीता सुपनिषत्सु ब्रह्म विद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्री कृष्ण अर्जुन समवदे अर्जुन विषाद योगो नमः प्रथमोऽध्याय. So this entire verse is used whenever a chapter ends.
Okay.
So it's meaning Om Tat Sat in the Upanishads of the Bhagavad Gita. The yoga of knowledge, the knowledge of the Brahman, the science of the yoga. This dialogue between Krishna and Arjun concludes the first chapter, Arjuna's anguish.
Okay. And you were mentioning the Sankhya philosophy of Krishna.
Haan.
What is that?
So there are 6 philosophies in Hindu mythology.
Okay.
Sankhya is one of them. Sankhya philosophy means how do I mention it? Okay. So it means how the soul and the spirit are different respectively from the body and the matter. Meaning, a body is not a soul, a spirit is not the matter. People confuse it and they become afraid of death. But people who have truly understood it, this is known as the knowledge of self-realization, and they use this knowledge to attain moksha or liberation.
Okay. That is the philosophy. And if at this point of time, if we have to apply that philosophy in life, what should we do?
Self-realization. You know how people have like mental health disorders, like anxiety, depression, that all. So, people who have that kind of hote na, they should actually start reading the Bhagavad Gita. It helps a lot, I must say. And it makes the entire body calm. Usually these disorders happen when somebody is afraid of death or afraid of something like that.
Right.
And eventually, when you read it thoroughly, the fear of death vanishes.
And that is a beautiful question. Like, what can we learn about death and grief from Gita? Because this is like मेरे लिए बहुत important topic है ये, and I'm very curious to learn from that. Yeah, tell me.
There's a chapter, there's a verse in that. I don't remember the Hindi verse, I only remember the English meaning.
Okay.
And it's written कि the soul is permanent. Fire cannot burn it, water cannot drench it, but nor can wind dry it, neither can weapons cut it. The soul is permanent. Your body is temporary. Just like how humans change garments, does the soul change bodies. This very thing makes it clear कि हाँ, death के लिए you don't need to be scared. Because if you believe in God, belief, like Vaishnavism is one thing for Narayan, and if you surrender your body, your mind, everything, if you surrender it, then only will you attain liberation after death, and you will become a devotee most dear to his heart.
Right. But what if someone is not willing to get familiar with Hinduism or spirituality?
It's their own opinion.
But what can they learn about grief? How do you grieve? Like suppose someone that you love, you have lost them. What is a way for them to grieve in a way which keeps them maintained?
The wise man grieves in a way controlled, and he endures that pain until the point has come where he has forgotten. For example, somebody in your family has died. So instead of like crying and crying and crying for God knows how many years, you should control it. You should endure it. I mentioned it in the Ramayana podcast for the moral that endure.
Yeah.
God has given you the opportunity where you could be greater. Instead of wasting it, use it. कि जब हार्ट का रिलेशनशिप बन जाता है, then you should not be confused with love and attachment. Love is when you cry for some time, or don't cry, just endure the pain. And attachment is when you cry for God knows how many years.
Suppose I'm asking a very comical question, okay? Like from Gita, this is a very like hypothetical question, but still it applies in our daily lives. Like people of my age, they fall in love and then they break up, right? So breakup होने के बाद heartbreak हो जाता है, then the other person leaves and they both part ways. And now it's a very difficult situation for them to accept this situation कि भाई हाँ, now I am single, but I'm not able to, bear this pain. So what should people do then when they cannot accept that their heart has been broken and they're single now?
Just accept it. I don't know why. See, when you like have that pain, you know that story of Urvashi and Arjun?
नहीं.
So like when Arjun went to heaven to gain more astras, Urvashi the Apsara fell in love with him. She had her heart broken. Why? Because he did not accept her. But instead of enduring that pain, she cursed Arjun. I don't mean that you have to curse your partner. I mean that instead, like, don't make the same mistake she did. Because she ended up regretting it. So what I recommend is that you endure. If any pain falls in your way, just endure it.
What would have happened if Shri Krishna never narrated Gita to Arjun?
Oh yeah, Arjun would have left that battlefield, alright.
Yeah?
Yes, Arjun would have definitely left that battlefield then.
Why?
Because the point is he was too scared. He literally broke down in front of Arjun. He threw away his Gandiv. And the Gandiv, I tell you, he was ready to kill Yudhishthir for the Gandiv.
Wow.
But now he threw away the Gandiv because and did you know that क्या बोलते हैं, most of the people from like क्या बोलते हैं Kurukshetra died, but Bhishma didn't die until he had taught Yudhishthir how to be a good king. And instead of I would have been there, I would have said, Arjun, सिर्फ 2 साल पहले you were wanting this kingdom, now you are not even ready to fight war for it. What is this, bhai? What is this? Shame.
So I think it's because of Shri Krishna that he got the wisdom of understanding.
He didn't.
And it was not about strategies, right?
It was
Arjun के लिए it was not like a strategy क्या करनी. It's about building the endurance, accepting the fact that I have to go and fight.
Did you know he was most particularly sad about Bhishma?
Why?
See, there are 3 types of fathers. One, who made the mom, that is Indra in this case. 2, the mom's husband, that is Pandu in this case. And 3, the person who gives love to the child, and that is Bhishma in this case. So it is said that would be the killing of the father. And nobody wants to kill their own father, obviously. And so Dronacharya ke pehle Bhishma, he was sad that he was going to kill. And plus and according to like some warriors, he was not even following the rules of war when he brought Shikhandi. But don't they realize कि शिखंडी was born a woman but turned into a man?
एक कौन सा conversation था between
Oh yeah, I
Arjun
mentioned it. That
and
Virat-roop wala.
that
one.
Vishwaroop wala?
हाँ, yes.
And
that
what
one.
did Arjun see? Like exactly, and how it changed everything for him.
Nobody would have witnessed it, but according to some people, his roop was so like extravagant that Arjun started crying. It was so big, and it was his head description. His head went above the skies, his arms 20,000, and his heads had grown a large number with every god by his side. Then he is known to be with Brahma, Vishnu, Shiv, every god, and in his mouth were the Kurus. And this was God. He knew. After that, when he became Narayan, the four-armed one, Arjun also started crying then, because this was the form most beloved to him, in the form he worshipped every day.
Do you know anything about Bible? Like the philosophy of Bible?
Thoda.
Like what do you think? How is Gita different from Bible?
See, firstly, religion is obviously different.
Right, that is different.
Then the central role कौन रहता है? In this point, कोई भगवद गीता में कोई central नहीं है. Like central कोई नहीं है.
Krishna भी नहीं है?
No, Krishna and Arjun are both there, na? It's conversation between them.
Okay.
Not Krishna teaching, not Krishna using a blackboard and chalkboard to write, obviously. And then in the Bible, however, there are a lot of main characters. One of them is obviously the mainest character everybody knows is Jesus. And this brings me to my second pointer, which is how in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is considered divine being, but not like somebody related to the divine. But Jesus is considered son of God, not God.
Yeah. Right. And in terms of philosophy, you have any idea?
हाँ. Then in the in the Bhagavad Gita, it's mentioned a supreme universal being.
Okay.
But in the Bible, there's a Holy Trinity. That is the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Okay. Basic aspect of it. And then it's a very wide terminology and a wide spectrum of things which we can definitely talk about in the next podcast when Paridhi learns what is Bible in one day.
I probably actually have 2 Bibles at home. Both of them are children's Bibles.
So become Rajnikant and just learn within one day. Aisa, khatam. But yeah, I mean, बहुत सारे lesson हो गए, but what is the most powerful lesson of Gita that changed the narrative of Mahabharata?
That is yada yada hi dharmasya, honestly.
Right.
Yada yada hi dharmasya and karmanyavadhikarasya. Both of these, in दोनों के बिना, Arjun would have never understood, honestly. Main topics.
Are there any unknown facts about Gita that no one knows about?
Yep. It's a little foreign. Obviously, Gita के बारे में कोई unknown नहीं है. But there are some related to it that most people don't know. And it's my theory. It's my opinion.
Okay.
I don't think it's true.
Okay.
Obviously. But I don't think it's like myth. So, Einstein का जो पूरा knowledge है, which many people who criticize the Bhagavad Gita praise, is completely based on the Gita. Then Oppenheimer का कुछ भी गीता पे बेस्ट है ना?
Yes.
बेस्ट है ना? Then जो हम लोग अभी 2-3 घंटा 15 episodes लगाते हैं गीता का, that was completed in just 45 minutes, you know?
45 minutes, man?
Yes, the entire Gita.
Wow. And it said that the Gita was being narrated like before the war began.
हाँ.
And in the middle of both the senas. And the whole war is happening. And they're in the middle and talking. And nobody like came in between. Nobody asked कि क्या कर रहे हो भाई?
अरे युधिष्ठिर के पास कोई आ रहा है अर्जुन, क्यों नहीं जा रहे तुम भाई?
भाई वहाँ अंदर घुस गया, बाहर कैसे निकले? अभिमन्यु फंस गया बीच में, नहीं? But I mean, like, from that very perspective, do you think Krishna had that power of illumination?
Yes. He कोई लोग ना, like I mentioned Shishupal in the Mahabharata na, he also called Krishna Mayavi. but
हाँ.
not in the good sense. He said like ये लोग को ये मायावी है ना, तो ये लोग को उल्लू बना के उनको मार देता है. I literally hate Shishupal. No, I changed my line. Now it's rest in pieces.
Pieces, suffering से pieces. Very good. I think इसी पे अपने को एक अलग एपिसोड करना चाहिए. We hate you, Shishupal.
Shishupal, I hope Shivji just stand up on top of you. I hope एक करके everybody uses you as their punching bag.
I believe in it. So there's this one shlok and उसका translation goes like, just as a person
हाँ, I use this ना right now.
Right, जो तुमने souls का बताया था. Do you think this proves that there is a possibility
Yes.
of the concept of reincarnation?
Yes. Yes. Because agar soul, there's one soul. You cannot name that soul obviously because it goes through different names in the life. So ek soul, it discards one body and then it goes to another body. And ऐसे करते करते it's like counterclockwise and clockwise, because one soul grabs one body and then it leaves that body and another soul comes to that body. And ऐसे ही चलता रहता है until Mahapralaya or the end of time.
And too many questions come into my mind, but at the top of it is, what if Arjun was not the one who heard the Gita? What if it was someone else? And what if Shri Krishna narrated a Gita to someone like Duryodhan, who needed it the most because he was on the path of...
No, I mentioned this in the Mahabharat podcast. I mentioned
Yeah.
he was not on the path of a dharma. He didn't know कि क्या चल रहा है, मेरा दिमाग क्या चल रहा है. Oh my God. And so he was dharma. He had wanted to follow dharma. He can't help it. That's the problem. He needs the Bhagavad Gita, of course. He definitely needs the Bhagavad Gita. But who needs the Bhagavad Gita the most? Shishupal.
Justice for Shishupal, guys. Please comment down. Justice for Shishupal.
We
Okay.
hate Shishupal.
हाँ, तो दुर्योधन के अगर वो समझता तो what do you think? What might have been the changes in the way it all transpired?
Firstly, I think कि if it would have been in peace. Like Duryodhan, why did you try to poison Bhim in the childhood, bhai? Why? Why? It's because there was a confusion कि throne पे कौन रहना चाहिए. That's the entire reason why the entire Mahabharata happened. Because Pandu was the younger one, the middle child, and he became king. And Dhritarashtra was regent, but he thought he was king. So then it became confusion pura. And if it weren't for this confusion, the entire Mahabharata wouldn't have happened. Know that Rishi who gave Pandu the curse is the actual reason why the Mahabharata happened. If Pandu never died, the entire world would have been at peace actually.
Yeah, and then it became a butterfly effect, right? मतलब एक chaos theory बन गई कि one piece, one change like led to the second, then the third, ripple effect जिसको हम बोलते हैं. So I think like
Domino effect.
everything starts from one change, and
Like
that's very
छोटू
important.
सा, like एकदम like you have many bigger screens like a TV, but like a PC or a laptop, they're big na, and you really need them. But what do you rely most on? A small charger.
Yeah.
Then when you need to like transfer something from one device to the other, you only need one tiny thing. That's the pen drive. तो ऐसे ये छोटी छोटी चीज की वजह से bigger changes come.
Can you tell us about the Maha-Mantra that Krishna told?
Oh, that kind of mantra. This is mentioned in the story of Dhruv and Narad. So he says there's this 12 syllable mantra, and it's the most powerful one which will make you unite with Narayan. It's Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. सिर्फ ये 12 syllables को pronounce करो, best.
What exactly happens?
So like you get in the Dhruva's part of the story, he got to meet Narayan, but obviously we won't get to meet Narayan. उसके लिए तो हम लोग को पहाड़ पे करना पड़ेगा ये. But it will make a more like deeper spiritual connection. Like whenever you know that Hare Lutangan Manu mantra, like when I listen to the fast one, I actually get goosebumps. Like Om Namo Narayana, like there's this Narsimha Kotvam something in Bharatanatyam. Uske starting mein continuously Prahlad is saying Om Namo Narayanaya in the song ke starting mein, and it just feels like, oh my god, this sounds divine, and it actually sounds so like peaceful.
Brought peace to your life.
Yuppie. That's the exact reason why I'm not afraid of death right now.
Right. But people also like zombie and bhoot वगैरह इसकी जब बात आती है,
हाँ.
people start reading Gayatri mantra.
Yes.
Like why is it so powerful? What do you think?
गायत्री मंत्र का जो वो है ना,
No,
it's
sorry, Hanuman Chalisa.
हाँ, हनुमान चालीसा के एंड
Leave that. You tell me, like, what is the difference between Gayatri mantra and Hanuman Chalisa?
गायत्री मंत्र is the one for wisdom. कि when somebody wants intelligence, wisdom, wit, because it leads, Gayatri is another name for Ma Saraswati. But Hanuman Chalisa, on the other hand, provides courage and like that kind of strength. Like Bajrang Ban wala hai na, at the end of it, it's mentioned if the person who sings Hanuman Chalisa and Bajrang Ban, like praises of Hanuman regularly, he will be protected at all times by Lord Hanuman. So there's this story of a boy, and he was like walking alone from his coaching something, and like a thief, a kidnapper tried to follow him, and so suddenly he was chanting, screaming the name of Hanuman, and suddenly like a holy spirit came and like beat the kidnapper to death or something, and koi log bolte this was Lord Hanuman.
Wow.
And then at the end of the video I saw, is this just an AI generated video or is this divine?
Might be. You never know.
Yes, because you know that there's this Narasimha temple जिसके आँख लाल होते हैं from white to red actual में, and then there's this Kali temple somewhere where the idol walks out at night.
Wow.
At like sharp 12 o'clock, villagers around the temple have said that they've heard the anklet noises, and then when the pujari comes back in the morning, there's like dirt on the idol's feet. That was not there in the morning.
What do you think is going to be the importance of Gita in order to kill Kali?
Okay. Thinking time. I didn't think this was gonna be a question, so I didn't think it.
I also didn't think it's going to be a question.
Okay, so I think कि बहुत सारे like, what do I say it? You know, in the Gita, it's written that leave. What do we say? One of the things mentioned in the Gita is like war ka. I can't even think how to phrase this sentence.
Take your time.
Oh my lord.
It's a very interesting question, right? Like suppose you have a material in order to have a reference.
हाँ, it could help with what kind of behavior you need for like war. Because in the Bhagavad Gita, he talks about the क्या बोलते हैं, the three gunas, sattva, rajas and tamas. These three gunas are the very thing that phased the entire war.
Okay.
Sattvic gun, if we talk about it, it promotes peace and harmony, which at some point Kalki will need. Then he will also at some point need rajas for war, and he needs to learn how to avoid the tamas.
Okay.
So the Bhagavad Gita could help in such a strategy that he could keep his peace and fight well.
Wow, that's a good one. I guess spontaneously bata diya yaar. There are some yogas mentioned in Gita, right? What are those yogas?
Karma yoga, jnana yoga and bhakti yoga.
Explain each.
So karma yoga is the selfless action, the duty, which like you have to कर्मण्यवाधिकार से, that entire जो है ना, that verse sums up the entire karma yoga. And it means that कि karma yoga is selfless act, like बिना डरे, just leave it to the hands of God, just do your duty. Then jnana yoga is the spiritual knowledge which you need to be spiritually connected to the Lord. Then bhakti yoga is the part where you completely surrender yourself to Lord Narayan.
Where did Arjun use each of these yogas? Anywhere in the war, do you think?
He only used karma. He used bhakti yoga at the time where the Bhagavad Gita started. He
Okay.
looked up to Krishna for like advice
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
guidance. Jnana yoga he never used. I don't think he ever used it in the war. But he did use karma yoga. That's the only yoga he like regularly used in the war
Hmm.
for 18 days straight. Don't you think 18 is a recurring number in Mahabharata?
Where?
Because 18 days of war and 18 chapters in the Bhagavad Gita.
What can we learn about love and attachment from Gita?
लव और अटैचमेंट के बीच में डिफरेंस ये है कि लव इज वेयर यू लव एंड यू लेट गो कि हाँ हो गया वो टाइम खत्म हो गया बट अटैचमेंट इज व्हेन यू डोंट इवन वांट टू लेट गो ऑफ दैट टाइम
Hmm.
like example somebody your dearest friend maybe died and you are not able to let go of the good memories bad memories I mean like why did I do that
Hmm.
if that wasn't and people start blaming themselves when they get attached
Hmm.
and that leads to mental disorders and so instead of being attached they should love and love is when instead of thinking of the bad memories people think of the good memories and smile instead of crying.
Beautiful. And what about failure? Like when we fail, what can we learn from Gita?
When we fail, okay, when you fail, like have you ever heard the quote failure is the stepping stone to success?
Yeah.
So when somebody fails, like for example, did you know that क्या बोलते हैं Duryodhan failed 1,000 times in trying to kill the Pandavas
Right.
and he was trying to do something else alag but what he didn't realize is they didn't do the wrong thing, they were doing the right thing and so he started like blaming the Pandavas
Hmm.
for his failure.
Hmm.
That's why instead of falling in his trap the Pandavas kept their own failures to themselves. And that's why Krishna का जब भी कुछ होता था ना unlike Duryodhan Krishna was like knowing कि हाँ ये failure मेरा गलती है sorry although that was not the case in Vrindavan he tried not to repeat it like example if he did something wrong while battling somebody he would try to use a strategic move.
Right.
Instead of going like, "Arey yaar, I failed," and then doing that same word for like God knows how many years, he tried like the Pandavas tried to go strategic instead of like weeping over their failures.
Hmm.
But Duryodhan didn't do that. He started to think of more evil actions and like actions which he called failure is the stepping stone to success. Well, buddy, you're going for the wrong success. Thank you very much.
You should need to choose the right kind of success.
Haan,
for you.
like the right kind of success would have been agreeing to Krishna when he said like peace, when he gone to the peace. Voila.
And what have you learned about ego from Gita?
See, ego and self-respect are two alag cheez. Because ego is when somebody is proud and they're quick to blame somebody else. Like, I have a story from my class.
Tell me.
And so, there's like one of my friends and she like accidentally scribbled in her own book. Accidentally, of course. Not on purpose. So she blamed it on me. And she's like, why did you do this? I'm like, I didn't do anything, bhai. It's your own mistake. Why are you blaming me? So some people like this, they just like try to like make their own faults on somebody else. And that is called bullying. Pushing your own insecurities on somebody else is called bullying. And I learned that self-respect at rakhna is good. Like instead of standing there embarrassingly, I would leave with dignity. Sorry,
My
not sorry.
my girl, and that's real women empowerment, guys. Ego is not. People term ego as something which is very negative.
Haan.
which is a very, like,
Not a good thing.
you know, it's a wrong thing, right? Like, ego is a part of us. It's part of our emotional psyche. It's a part of human psyche, and it's needed for us to remind us that, hey, logic is also important and context is also important.
हाँ.
अर्जुन के केस में ईगो कब आया था?
There's this story where क्या बोलते हैं, there was this Brahmin in Dwarka and Arjun was visiting at that time. So the Brahmin के 7 son हुए, all 7 of them disappeared. When everybody was investigating, they saw 7 sacred threads जो होते हैं ना, 7 of them lying empty, without any baby, without anything. And they saw 7 cradles empty. When they were trying to decide who was going to be like the protecting, Arjun said, I will. And so then क्या बोलते हैं, the Brahmin said to Krishna, you have been the 8th child yourself. Why don't you try and protect this one? So Arjun came up and said, I will protect. So when he stood there guard, फिर भी the baby disappeared. So then he had vowed कि if I can't protect the baby, I'll jump into the fire. So he tried to literally jump into the fire, but Krishna stopped him. Like, hey, bhai, kya kar raha hai? And then he made him search the entire world until he again failed and again tried to jump into the fire, and Krishna again stopped him. And then they had followed the Sudarshan Chakra to Shir Sagar, the abode of Vishnu. They saw him there and they saw 8 babies next to Vishnu.
Wow.
Then Narayan replied that I had plotted this entire thing so that I could humble you. And that your purpose, and that I could remind you that your purpose is so much higher, so much nobler. Instead of blinding the fish, like, you know, that contest thingy that happened between the Pandavas and the Kauravas. Instead of blinding the fish, instead of blinding the eagle, you have blinded yourself. And then Arjuna said that you will be with me when I need you, na? He said yes, and Krishna smiled.
I think Arjun ने बहुत सारे questions भी पूछे.
Yes.
बराबर?
Yes.
कौन सा question you think made the most sense? And कौन सा question did not make any sense?
One of the questions was कि what should I do? How should I attack? मैं क्या करूँ? I'm helpless. मेरा आधा family इधर मेरे सामने खड़ा है. And what? I'm confused. He is confused. I think that made sense because if I were there, I would be in the same mindset. But the question that did not make sense, and it's quite funny, when Krishna told him about the gunas, he asked, how do they speak? How do they walk? How do they eat? How do they behave? What do you mean, how do they walk? Everybody walks at 2 legs. Oh my God. Nobody walks.
I think illumination वहाँ कृष्णा का आ गया था.
हाँ. And it's probably because he got confused.
Yeah. How has been the relationship between Balram and Krishna?
Oh, inseparable. I could literally name 1,000 pairs that exactly define Krishna Balram, Yamuna Ganga, and Shiv Narayan. See, some people say that Balram is an avataram of Shiv. Because Shiv Ji is not only Karpura Gauranga, he's also like the one who gets like angry quickly. He's known for his anger. His name means anger, Rudra. And Krishna Narayan, on the other hand, is the one who's like playful and that kind of. If you know the story of Mura, you would definitely agree. Mura.
What is the story?
So like there was this demon named Mura, and he asked Brahma for a boon, that if he touched somebody, they would die. And so Brahma offered that why don't I make it when you touch something, it will turn into gold. Humans might also make it a metaphor. The Mura's touch. That's weird. The Mura's touch. And then Mura replied, well, I can't eat then, because if I touch my food, it'll obviously turn into gold. So he said, yes, you're wise. Wise? I meant to say wise, not wise. So then he said, okay, I'll grant you the boon. So he went on a literal killing spree. Like, isko touch kiya, isko touch kiya, isko touch kiya. And then when he came to the king of Ayodhya at that time, he said, why don't you go to the Himalayas? I don't want to fight. And then when he went to the Himalayas, the king of Himalayas, Himawat, said that I can't fight you. I'm a peace-loving person. Go to Yama. Won't it be a great achievement to kill death? So he went to Yama. Then Yama, when he heard that he was coming, ran to Vaikuntha, literally ran, and asked Narayan what to do. And so Narayan said that just send him to me. So Yam said ki, oh, I can fight you, but before that you need to seek permission from my master. And so he said, master, you're a slave of somebody. And so he said, yes, Vishnu. You can go ask him for permission and then come. So when he went to Vishnu, he said, let's make this quick. I really want to go meet your slave now. So Narayan replied, okay, but first, why is your heart beating so fast? Then he said, no, my heart isn't beating fast. Your heart is clearly beating fast, Mura. You are clearly a coward. Or perhaps you have got used to the noise. Then he said, what heart? What heart? And he touched here. And so Mura died. Geniusness. And then everybody started laughing.
Wow.
Vishnu's a genius.
Yeah. But did Balram help in any ways in terms of narrating the Gita?
No. He was not
Was
even
there
in the...
Balram's, like, he was not there, I know. But what do you think might be Balram's contribution? Because I think Krishna's wisdom, Shri Krishna's wisdom, is a compilation, is a culmination, and a sum of everyone's wisdom.
Haan.
है ना? So what do you think? What was Balram's wisdom that he captured?
His wisdom was definitely like Maryada Purushottam, because I think you could even call him Yadav Ram, because like when, you know, in the rules of Gadayudh, you can't hit someone below the navel. And so when Bhim like killed Duryodhan, he hit him on the thigh, which is not allowed. So he got so mad, but then Krishna protected Bhim and was like, why don't you like work out the fact that this is a greater cause? And don't say, guys, don't criticize the Pandavas by saying that they won. In reality, even though being the victors, they lost all their children.
Yeah. Everything is fair in love and war, they say.
Definitely not. Poor Radha though. She definitely didn't deserve what happened to her. See, when she was dying, the last thing she heard was Krishna's flute. And
How
then
did
she
Radha
died.
cry? Can you narrate the story of Radha's death?
So he went to meet Radha for the final time.
Krishna.
So she said, I have entered the final moments of my life. Please play the flute for me. So he played it. And while playing, she died. And it was so sad when I heard about this. And she was like, she died and Krishna was weeping. It's so sad. But it's beautiful as well.
Yeah. And that is the power of grief. That is grief,
Yes,
right? True grief.
that's grief. But he wasn't crying too much. He knew that abhi thode hi saal bache, then I'll be with Radha as Narayan Lakshmi.
That's so beautiful. Is that the first time Shri Krishna, cried?
No. She cried a lot in his childhood, don't you know that?
Like childhood I know, but uske baad you don't think so?
I'm not sure.
One very important question. What are the 3 reasons why everyone should read Gita?
It improves your knowledge. It improves your knowledge. And it improves your knowledge. So like when you read the Bhagavad Gita, it actually not only improves your spiritual knowledge, it also improves your mental and emotional knowledge. So that's why I said it improves your knowledge thrice. Because there are 3 knowledges it improves. And in my opinion, if like you read too far or too deep, bachpana chale jata hai. Like if you read like the base or just like little bit of the book, chalta hai. Like ये part में, like the Shyam book, I'm still absolutely in love with the prankster part of this.
So you have read these two?
Yes.
And
And
पीछे
नीचे
वाला?
भी एक book है. Do you see that? But I think I'll save that for the Dashavataram.
Dashapt. Now do one thing, like just show every book when it that is related to Bhagavad Gita,
Okay.
and tell one thing about it each.
Okie dokie.
एक एक उठाओ और दिखाओ.
So this is the Bhagavad Gita from the Vedic cosmos, and in my opinion जो पूरा Bhagavad Gita है ना एकदम simplified, like oversimplified. I really like it.
And
Then,
who should read it? ये भी बताओ.
like people who are confused with the ISKCON Bhagavad Gita, this one, they should obviously like start reading it because it's much more simplified. Like मैं एक बार में ही पढ़ ली थी ये पूरा. I didn't even get scared.
Second.
I've brought this book in the previous podcast, but it's not only good for the like Mahabharat, it's good for Gita.
Right.
Because ये पूरा श्याम का जो like birth to death है ना, it's telling the entire thing. And then like जो गोकुल का भी पूरा बताया है. Like the actual, like the heavenly Gokul.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just love this book. It's my favorite.
And the third one.
Third one there.
वही से दिखाओ.
This Bhagavad Gita as it is, it's for somebody who wants to read like the main Gita, like the one with like not the oversimplified, just like Bhagavad Gita minus the oversimplified. I would prefer this one over that one though.
Name it.
This one, the smaller Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah.
And this one, it's more confusing. ज़्यादा खिचड़ी है, उसके अंदर peanut butter, Nutella सब डालो.
But if you want to get into the depth of the things, that is where you should go.
Like the कण में.
Is there a way we have to read Gita? Is there a methodology through which we can understand Gita? कोई
ऐसा
तरीका
कुछ
होता है
नहीं-
गीता को समझने
ऐसा
का?
कुछ नहीं है, but if you need it, like absolutely need it, then you can read it in any way. But of course, you have to pay respects to it first before you read it.
कैसे?
See, if I'm reading the Bhagavad Gita, मैं ये मंदिर से उठा के लाई हूँ actually मेरे घर के मंदिर से. I would first place it on my lap and like do this, and then I would start reading. Because firstly, it's a holy book. Then it's one of the biggest books in Hindu mythology.
That's it. Perfect. If you want to summarize Gita in 2 minutes to someone who doesn't know about it and is watching from a different country,
Okie dokie.
how can you explain?
Starting with Arjuna's anguish, Arjuna gets confused about how he should kill the entire Kaurava side of the enemy. Karma Yoga, or the yoga knowledge of the action. In this, Krishna explains everything about duties and actions in a few minutes. Then, Sankhya Yoga. In that, Krishna explains everything about the Sankhya philosophy of Hindu mythology. Then, in the following chapters, they talk about something more like deep and like that, about the soul, about the supreme, about the three gunas, and they make everybody understand in just a couple of words.
That's Gita for you. I want to talk about Gita in much more comprehensive way, but I would love to do a part 2 of this later. But I think to get started from a child's perspective, what she has said and what she has uttered is from the perspective of the books that she has shown. It does not mean that it applies to everyone. Of course, when people like us read that Bhagavad Gita like in the deeper way, that's when we get the detailed clarity. But as of now, it's a child's perspective, and whatever you have told us, I know it applies to all of us. And thank you so much for giving us that clarity, Paridhi. Yeah, did you enjoy it?
I obviously did. I love being here, honestly.
And let's come back for the next episode.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being a part of this. Subscribe करने को बोलो यार.
हाँ. Please like, share and subscribe. And please do watch all of the videos regularly every day.
Just kidding का भी बोल दो और तुम्हारा भी इंस्टा का आईडी बोल दो.
My Instagram ID is I'm Dancer Pihu. That's all small and there's no A between
नहीं
A.
मैं हम
I
लगा
and-
देंगे ऊपर. Don't
हाँ,
worry.
Thank you.
And just kidding.
हाँ. Just kidding.
भूल गई. कोई बात नहीं. आप मत भूलना. I'll see you in the next one and we'll bring back Paridhi for the next episode. See you. कट